Welcome to Yeshiva Daf Shir sponsor Luinish Basar Yakashon Leabasitzchok. We're holding in Basra Daf Lamed. Says we're starting in the Chotesim base in the bottom. The Gemara says, Ahud Omer Lechavrei. Someone told his friend, "My base by base. What are you doing in this house?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" I bought it from you, and I was here for the time to hold chazaka 3 years. I was in the inner rooms of the house. You were living in the outer rooms. I was living in the inner rooms. So, I was here. So the Gemara also comes down now. So he goes to Rav Nachman to tell him what to do. Zil bror achiloscho. Go and mevarit. Meaning come and bring an edus that you really were there. What do you mean? You want me to pay? You want to take the house out of my hands? I'm muhzak. You're saying you were there. So I mean, I'm the owner. You're telling me that you have a chazaka. I'm telling you your chazaka is not a chazaka. So he goes, you leave it by the meicher. So Rava tells you that you leave by the seller, and Rav says you to the buyer. Now, important over here, but we shouldn't point out. The Ramban asks on the Rashbam. This is the way we explain it to the Rashbam. Says the Ramban, I don't understand. So what if you lived in the inner house, in the inner rooms? So what?
There's no bigger mechia than that.
No, because he sold everything else, but the inner rooms.
But he's in the house and he's doing things.
No, talk about Shulkavoy. Look at what Rashi holds. Shulkavoy chadarim primiyim ayay kadosa. Rashi says hayo oiver dechel alecho.
He was going.
But the Ramban says, what do you mean? Sometimes people sell. There is such a deal. I can go and tell you, you're going to take I'm going to sell you a piece of my house, another piece, and leave for me. Why is that? Why is that a right? I think it's a way with the chazak.
Because if it's a guy living there, it's a shot. The chazak is not that strong.
Why? I have chazak up there.
What's chazak? You lived there 3 years. I didn't keep a star because there was no mechia.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden there's mechia. The guy's living there. Even if there was a clause in the contract, that means it's not your standard contract. You should keep it longer.
Maybe that's the way.
That strong.
So the Achorim say, Pshat is in the Rashbam, is that this is not a chisaron in the chazaka, like the Ramban says, but it's not a chisaron in the mecha. What is a mecha? Mecha means you need to protest. Well, yeah, I am. I'm here. So no, but you should have done more. I did what I'm supposed to do. Now your chazaka is in chazaka, but I'm not missing the mecha. The Ramban learns, therefore, he argues with the Rashbam. And the Ramban learns that Botik Gavoy doesn't mean inner rooms. Botik Gavoy means a faraway place. Like he calls it the south. The south, Botik Gavoy, in the south somewhere. I was stuck in some desert in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't know you're coming, so I didn't know what to do. I didn't know about it. So that's why we should still do what the Gemara is going to say soon. We'll see in another case that we're learning using a different lashon. That's part of the reason the Rashbam disagrees with the Ramban. So Botik Gavoy is a big machlokes here in the Rishonim. Botik Gavoy meaning inner rooms, or Botik Gavoy means some faraway place. Okay, says the Gemara. Now I have machlokes. So Rava says that Amitzu Chavel Avai belongs to the seller, and Amnachot says that you want to come. You have to come and show that that's what happened. Says the Gemara. What? Sorry, I just pointed out. I said it wrong. Amitzu Chavel Avai means right now you leave it by the mulsak. I said the opposite. You leave it by the mulsak, meaning Amitzu Chavel Avai you leave it by the buyer, not by the seller, by the buyer. Because the seller is Motzei Chalavai, we want to take it after him. He says, oh no, but you were there, but it's not because I was Motzei Chalavai. Bring me right, you're Motzei Chalavai. The Rav says, Zil Borech Loscha means this buyer that you're doing chazaka, show me the chazaka was a good chazaka.
Yeah, but that's what's Pshat and Macha. Does Mashab make that the chazaka is not a chazaka?
So that has to do with the Mechlikas Ramban and the K'sois. Maybe it's totally saying it. Maybe that the Ramban and the K'sois will be the community. Says the Gemara, Virami the Rava the Rava, Virami the Nachman, real Choristira, Rava and Nachman. What's a stira? Someone told us, Shromi Nachman and Daf and Dab, Kol Nichsei de Bei Bar Sisin Mezaninu Loch. I'm selling to you all the properties of Bar Sisin. How the Ahi Aro that Mikra de Bar Sisin?
All the properties I bought from Bar
Yeah, right. How the Ahi Aro that Mikra de Bar Sisin? There was this karka that was called the Karka Barsisin. Meaning, it was called the Karka Barsisin. We don't know if this came from Barsisin or did not come from the Barsisin. Omerlei, I love the Bibar Sisi. This is not, I didn't purchase that for Bibar Sisi. It's only called Bibar Sisi. That's what it's called. Someone sent me like a little picture from Stefanski that he says it's basically like properties that Trump owns and properties that are called Trump. They're not really Trump. Okay, that was a good example. So it's called Bibar Sisi, but it's not really his. So he put it in the hands of the Lekeach. Now that says the buyer is them. No, you leave it by the seller. Says the Gemara, Kasha, the Rava, Kasha, what's the question? The Rava before said leave it by the buyer, and he says leave it by the seller. And before Rav Nachman said leave it by the seller, and here says give it to the buyer. So what's the difference? The Achayim already discussed what we see in the Hava and the Gemara to compare both cases. In the same case, that case was a question of Mechal, so was doing Chazak. The question was a Mechal here or not. And over here, the Shaila is, I sold you something, is that including the sale or not? Well, why does it even have on me? Okay, so the Rav speaks about it to explain it. Says the Gemara, it's a big difference. Here the seller is holding on to Bibar Sisi. The guy says, once again, it's mine. Why? I bought it from you. You're right, you bought it from me. The Lekach guy, who's the Lekach, right now the guy, he's Muchzak. He was there for 3 years. He says, no, but your Chazak is not good Chazak, so bring me right. He says, I'm selling you everything that belongs to Bar Sisi. This is called Bar Sisi. He has to show it's not similar to Shuli before. The idea is, what do you mean? Bar Sisi. Bar Sisi is you wouldn't say things strange happen over here. Is it the normal way? I sold you Bar Sisi, but it's not Bar Sisi. So bring me a raya for that.
That should even be more of a raya.
Of a raya that it is, yeah. Called Bar Sisi. Here, what does it say? I have in the first case. I have here, I'm a chazako, that's why I have a raya that's mine, because I'm here for 3 years. Once again, if you bring a shtar, as strong as a raya, you have a shtar, you didn't lose the shtar. Can I tell you, please Mekai in the shtar? If I tell you there's any issue with the shtar to Mekai in it? Yes. So if you want to Mekai, so I have to Mekai in the chazaka. Prove to me that you really have a chazaka over here, and there's nothing lacking. Someone told his friend, my buy is by basis. Well, what are you doing in this house? What do you mean? I bought it from you. And I was there for 3 years. Only Bishuki Baroi Havoy. Says I was outside Bishuki Baroi. What's the Bishuki Baroi Havoy? The Rashbam here, most of Shem agree with the Rashbam. The Bishuki Baroi Havoy means I was in an outside place. Similar to what we said before, according to the Ramban, that it says Shchuni Gavoy. Shchuni Gavoy means a south thing, a hidden place. Here is also Bishuki Baroi means an outside Shwakim. I was in a far place. I was not here. Rashbam says, I was a very far place. According to the Ramban, it's a little hard. Why are we using the same lashon? One's called Shchuni Gavoy, one's called Shuki Baroi, and they both talk about the same thing. Says the Gemara. Now the Rimi Gash explains the Shuki Baroi means I was busy in the market. I was outside in the market. I was busy buying and selling. I was at work. Every year, so I come for 30 days. According to the Rashbam, Moshe Shayim, means you say you're far away. It's true, you were in a far place, but for 30 days a year, you can come home. And according to the Rimi Gash, 30 days you're not busy in the market. I was still busy in the market. According to the Rimi Gash, to say still, even though I'm home. According to the Rashbam, it's clear. I traveled the whole year. When I came back for 30 days, at 30 days, I was taking care of business. I wasn't focused on this. Rashbam says he wants to bring. I didn't realize you're living in the house. He brings another pshat that I didn't know, or I didn't have time to do a mechal. Rashbam doesn't like that because mechal there's no excuse to say I don't have time to do mechal. But I didn't know you were there. Does it happen? Yes. In other words, he has a good taina. His taina is you should have done mechal. I'm sorry, I wasn't available. We all agreed I was traveling most of the year. I came home for 30 days. That was not in my mind. So my bias buyer. We're going through all these different stories. What are you doing in this land? When he says, what do you mean? I bought it from this person. And he told me that he bought from you. That's what he said. He told me I bought it from you. So, Omalei, so he told him, you don't you agree? The flower of the base, the high already. You agree this is my land, or used to be my land. How does it mean that you agree you didn't buy it from me? You're just saying you bought it from Shmuel. Shmuel says you bought it from me. You didn't buy it from me. Zila about the You're not. I'm not. Okay, do you agree this is my field? Yes. Do you agree you didn't buy it from me? Yes. So you have no claim. No, my claim is that someone, I don't care what someone told you. You, with me, don't have anything to do with me. You don't have nothing, you want that guy to come and claim against you, let him come to claim against me. That's the right thing, that's the right halach. Now, the Rashbam. What?
Does he have a chazaka in this time or not?
No, that's what I'm saying. The chazaka, unless he brings a raya, the guy actually bought it for him. The Rashbam, and here in Amud Beis, he brings, he says that if in a case that if he says that if he has a chazaka 3 years and he says I bought it from him and he bought it and I saw the guy buying it from you, right? I saw the guy. So he says Shmuel says Reuben told me he bought it from you, but I saw him buying it from you. So then he's Naaman because he has a migoy. What's the migoy? He could have said I bought it from you. I saw the sales. Instead of saying that the Reuben bought it from you, I could say I bought it from you. So believe me when I'm saying that the Reuben did it and I saw him doing it. Believe me what I'm saying. Now, he says the Tosis, that's only if there's Eidim. But if I have no Eidim, I can't come and say that later.
It's not migoy.
Why is it not Migoy? So the Tosis because it's called Migoy Lemafrei. Meaning I come and say, this is mine because I bought it from him. So what do you mean? I don't have anything to do with him. No, I saw him buying it from you. Right? And Migoy that could have said, or even if he says right away, I saw him buy it for you. Believe me, Migoy that could have said, no, it's not true. So Migoy I could have said I bought it from you. That's called Migoy Mafreya. After the fact, you want to say Migoy. Migoy says Toys works only if right now I'm saying something I can say right now. Here it's already too late. I already said that he bought it from you and not me. You're just saying, yeah, but I could have said originally.
That's the whole Zachamigoi.
No. The whole Zachamigoi is that believe me right now when I'm telling you. Let's say Paruah Miguzur. Right now I'm coming to Beis Din saying, I could say Mazuyev, I'll say Paruah. Believe me. Here I'm talking to you that after he says, no, I don't believe you, he says, no. In the first one I claimed to you that I saw it, I actually could say I bought it. It says, I'm reading this Lashon. How should the apply as into the zone enough? The holy shows the shaloi. To matzimi the committee zone enough. Committee I can't say it afterwards. Me guy go di buy all betchil ashkemoil. Could have said before. Why the migo affair? I mean that's called migo affair. That's a very long choshev thesis. Very very important thesis over here. That this is a big yeshiva thesis. The migo doesn't work after the fact.
If he would have just had a time and brought him to Bezdin, he says the time I bought him some Shmerel, that's going to buy for you.
He could have, right? But he didn't.
That would be good.
It did. But right now, what happened? He did not. He actually said this is not something that he didn't say anything. So now you want to say we used the migo, believe me before, that's too late. It's called migo mefrei. So the Gemara. The long choices, they bring all the different rights. You don't see migo mefrei, and we should discuss it. It's a big sugya. Someone told his friend, my buys by or what are you doing in this land? I bought it from this person and I ate it for 3 years. The guy is a thief. I came to ask your advice. What do you mean? I have 18 I came to you that day and I asked you, Rabid, should I buy this from this land? And he said, yeah, go ahead and buy it. So you admitted that the guy is not a gazlan. I'll tell you the truth. I wanted my land back. That guy was a thief. I couldn't deal with him. It was too much of a hassle. So I wanted you to buy it and I'll deal with you. Yeah, that's a good time. You could say I prefer to deal with you than deal with somebody else. That goes to Shidas Admin. We learn Masalik Suvas. Now it says in the Mishnah, someone does an oyri, as a time in the sod. The chosum al he signed the shtar as a aid. The shtar means what? Reuven sold the Shimon a shtar. Comes a person, the Yeshiva says, is my field, and he signed the document. So, you know why I signed an 8? Because I wanted this sale to happen. Once you sign this 8, that shows that you were serious about it. This is a very big difference. Even Rabbanon will agree in our case. That case, you sign. To sign a signature on a document which is a lie, and you know it's not true, that's an indication that what you're saying right now is not true. But here, you just get to ask your advice. You said, yes, I didn't do any Maaseh. So that's why here, Rabbanon will agree that some of these people will do it in order to change ownership so you have who to deal with. Someone told his friend, my bias by her, we're doing this land. I bought it from this person for 3 years. Again, this guy stole it. So what are you talking about? You came to me that day after I bought it, and he told me, he said, can you please sell me this land? If he stole from me, why do you want me to sell it? You can take it back by Beis Din. So, I was agreeing to buy what I deserve al pi din. Rava says, yeah, that works. Meaning what? He comes and says, I wanted to, you're right. I could have come and go to Beis Din. I didn't have the headache for that. I thought maybe you'll give me a sweet deal, so I don't have to go to Beis Din and deal with Beis Din, bring Eidim, have a tightness, have a whole judgment. I didn't want this whole stuff. So you know what I did? I said, you know what? Let me just buy it. It's my land. I'm willing to give you the money and just have a peace of quiet. So the fact that I agreed to buy it doesn't mean that's not mine. Says the Gemara, this person told his friend, my buys by we're doing this land. Again, I brought him in person for 3 years. What do you mean? You're here for 3 years. You're usually a chazaka, reported for this case. The guy says, I bought the land. I bought the land for Shmerel. I'm in the land for 3 years. Says his friend, I have a star that I bought this land from Shmerel 4 years ago. So I am before you. So he says, that's my star. What? One guy lived here for 3 years. But the star trumps because he said, what is this tiny? This tiny is anybody from you. So I bought it from Shmerel 3 years ago. He said, but I bought it from Shmerel 4 years ago. So you have no taina. Chazaka doesn't work without a taina. Right? So he says, I said I was there for years of chazaka, not 3 years of chazaka. Chazaka tuba kamir. No, I'm living here for multiple years before your purchase. Hi, he said Sheikh Chazaka. Sheikh Chazaka usually means 3 years. Yeah. But I meant more years. Yes, people do call many years Sheikh Chazaka. So it could be used there for Sheikh Chazaka. That's only if you had it for 7 years. Because what happened over here? Reuben is holding on to the field. Because Shimon says, what are you doing in the field? I bought it from Ishmael. Shimon says, I have a star that was mine 4 years ago. Says, no, I'm holding it ready for years before you. How many years before you? 3 years before you. Why 3 years before you? So that means I had a chazaka for 3 years. So total of 7 years. You bought it 4 years ago. I had it 7 years ago. Why? So my chazaka is stronger than your star. Your star is 4 years ago. I have chazaka before that. Aval sheet. I'm only holding on to it for 6 years. That means 2 years into my chazaka, Shmuel sold it to Shimon. That's a rayo that this field belongs to Shmuel. Shmuel did a chazaka, did a mechala. Effectively, Shmuel chazaka. I was holding on to the field 6 years ago. First 2 years holding on to it, Shmuel sees someone's holding this field. He does a mechala. What's the mechala that he's doing? He sells the field to Shimon. That's what he's doing. So if you're telling me that you're having a chazaka, your chazaka became before my purchase, that only works if you're chazaka for the purchase enough years that you have a chazaka that's yours before the purchase began. I have 3 years before the purchase happened. But if within 3 years that you got the field, I already went into the field. That was the mecha of the seller. So Shmuel did a mecha. So that's the Gemara says here. Rashbam brings a discussion, which is another big debate in the Rishonim, is how many years does he have to be in the field? Does he have to be in the field 7 full years? So Rashbam learns, or he only has to be 3 years before the kinyan. Rashbam brings up Shad. It says I was there 3 years, and then he purchased it too late. So Rashbam doesn't like the answer. He wants to say it to be all 7 years.
Why? Once he has a chazaka, once he's there for 3 years of chazaka, so the mechal comes too late.
No, sorry. The shaying that the Rashbam brings, he just needs 18 for the last 3 years.
For the last 3 years?
And we're going to believe him on the rest. That's what it goes. That's what Rashbam doesn't like it. So Rashbam says, why do we believe in the rest? It's not more than a shtar. Not more than a shtar. That's it. Okay. So we'll stop over here, and Be'ez Hashem continue from here after Mincha Ma'ariv.